Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here, and I'm back for a little Anime Monday, reacting to some anime on Monday. Today, continuing, of course, Frieren Beyond Journey's End with episode 23, which is entitled Conquering the Labyrinth, which has got to be a reference to stage 2 of this first class mage exam. We're basically, I think, starting the second arc of this exam, which apparently is 3 parts, so it does have me wondering, are we even going to finish the exam by the end of the season? Because I think there's only 5 or 6 episodes left here, and the first arc, the first stage took like 3 or 4. I mean, last time was a bit of an interregnum between the two first and second stage, where we had, some cute little interactions. Frieren taking Stark and Fern, Fern getting annoyed with things as usual, getting hangry and everything, taking them out to dinner at a place that she had been before, and then Denkin took his team to the same place. So we saw the teammates interacting again, even though they're not teams anymore. And like the guy, Richter, was reticent to interact with Denkin, and what's her name again? Laufen, who was fine at being the proxy granddaughter of Denkin, though. So yeah, they both, Denkin and Frieren, knew about this old restaurant that's been in this family for generations. Rather, Frieren had eaten there 100 years ago, and I think Denkin like 50 years ago or something. And yeah, the food was even better this time. Frieren said, they had a flashback with her and him on the team when they ate there the first time, and the chef, the cocky chef there, told them, it's never gonna change, it'll still be as good. And she said, no, it's better. Yeah, so getting into the thing of being sold that things go away that you like, but maybe some things get even better. So that was a bit of a theme. We also had Fern's other 2 teammates. They went there too, but they were meeting up. We learned more about them. I mean, Ubel and the Four Eyes Land. I had to look his name up. I keep forgetting that one. Yeah, Ubel and Land. It seems like she kind of likes him, but she's also quite treacherous, so we'll see how they get along going forward. And then, yeah, Werble went and got Stark to help out with killing some beasts, or eating it too and stuff. So yeah, that was cool. We get Stark involved a little bit. I assume he'll be back on the sidelines in this one if we're going to this Labyrinth stage. But again, not sure how long this stage will take, how many episodes, but it seems to be to do with getting out of a labyrinth. And also they were saying, we also saw Kana and Lawin again. They met up with Frieren toward the end of the last episode, and then they all got the message about the next stage. And I think Kana, or one of whatever one's which, said no one's ever passed this proctor's test, so not looking good for them on that front. But I have a feeling this time at least one person's gonna pass. So I'm interested to see what the rules are and the ramifications and everything else. So I'm gonna get on into the episode. Let's conquer this labyrinth.
第一次試験合格者10名合格おめでとう。
So this is the proctor. She was saying she likes
実に様々な憶測が飛び交っていると聞く。
things peaceful last time. I thought she was talking about
中にも噂を耳にした者は
someone else, but I guess she is a sense.
はない。試験は委託会を目指す者ならば難なく切り抜けられは第二次試験の詳細を説明する。
So let's hear it. First the intro.
はダンジョン攻略だ。
Looks kinda Lord of the Rings-ish over here. The King's Tomb.
試験はただ一つ。霊落の応募の最初。私は平和主義者でね。争いは好まない。合格とする。
待て、戦車が帰らぬものになった。出さないつもりか？
何を言っているのは魔法使いの最高。
Yeah, bro.
未踏破だろうが前人未到て突き進むんだ。
I like how they animated her eye underneath her.
証明すればよいのですか。金銀財宝でもも。
Some characters we haven't really met too much yet. Getting some lines in here.
潜る。無論。それと。
Horrible, just smirking in the background.
何を渡しておこう。
Crazy hair control.
が開発した脱出用ゴーレムだ。 ダンジョンの外まで運び出す安全性は十分だ。使用者は不合可能と判断したら迷わず使うんだ。が死ぬのは許容できん。
It was at the last stage,
で
apparently.
瓶が割れるようになっている。
I guess she wasn't about that, though.
二次試験の期限となる。では試験開始だ。
Okay, wonder what's gonna be down in here.
入り口が複数ある。
時のダンジョンのようだ。どれも最新部に通じている。程度の内部構造がわかるだろ
なぜ協力する流れになっているんだ。
So that's what he wants to do.
う。今回の試験には争った方がいい。
それは無理だな。剣とは違って合格条件仲間を助ける義理はないし、停止にされるリスクに。あんたはダンジョンに詳しいよ。俺は一人で行く。
Well, y'all know he did. Or Golem. I think all the characters we like will band
しがらみもある。
together.
少なくともよく知らねえやつ。
そう、待ってよ。
バカ、威勢に気づけんとは。
よフェルン、協力はダメだね。もう成立しないよ。
So even Frieren thinks so, eh?
では私は君たちについていこう。一番安全に最深部にたどり着けそうだ。
邪魔しないでよね。
I mean, they got the most plot armor, that's for sure. So.
あも手助けも。
ここが一番。
Map magic?
そこの床だから気をつけて。
ダンジョンに詳しいですね。
もうね、ジョン好きだったから。魔物の討伐以来でたくさん。
ダンジョンが好きってどういうことですか？
It's turning into dungeon meshy. Are they gonna
ワクワクするんだってさ。わけがわからないよね。
次の階層に続く階段。
こっちのル
さあ、最新部にいる魔物。
たら学ぶんだアイゼン。踏破してから次に進むものだ。お式だぞ。
そんなじょ
Addison just wants to beat the game. He doesn't care about getting completions.
楽しんで人助けが
まあでもこうはいかないよ。気が進めば命がけのダンジョンも。
最後まで楽しみよ。ダンジョンに潜って魔物を倒して着いたら世界を救っていた。そんな旅がしたいんだ。にあるのは珍しい魔導書かも。
早く戻るよ。わけがわからないよね。
ポーゼ。
Kind of surprised I didn't try to tag along with Frieren.
残ったのは5人。
役割分担をすれば十分にあったはずだったのだがな。
あんたほど割り切れるわけじゃない。言っていただろう。憎わなかったんだろうさ。少なくともこの中にミミックのような単純な罠にかかっ、それでいいだろう電源。
いるものか。
Someone probably will.
この
Where
魔
did
力。
Bell and Land go? And I assume they went together though. Or I missed it.
フリーレン様、ミークハイトの
Frieren's gonna fall for the mimic here.
ミミックです。
精度は 99% だ。1% を見破った偉大な魔法使い的な発見があったんだ。
I think I see why she's got her head caught in a bunch of these chests and
この中身は貴重な魔導書だよ。
montages that we've seen.
を告げている。
Very dignified for her.
間違えたか。
情が落ちてくるぞ。
So who are these other two randoms that came with Duncan?
お楽しみって。
I guess the guy that went alone at the beginning was there. 2 minutes on the first stage. Oh. That's classic dungeon trap here. Gonna save her, Duncan.
電源一人閉じ込められ壁の向こうだ。
いろ。やむをえん。瓶を割れ。
Oh, yeah, Didn't get to know you for very long, whatever your name is. Alright, even though it's a prototype, I guess it
も
works.
う一人少しの油断が命取りになる。永楽の応募か。
ねえフェルン、バルのやめよ。ちぎれちゃうから。こういう時はね、逆に押し込むんだよ。のやめるから。
何かなんですか？まったくですか？
攻撃魔法で内側
Yeah, it's a good
の毛がチリチリになっちゃった。ただいま縦ロールになっちゃった。
interesting look.
いうことだったんですね。
じゃあ気を取り直して。ガーゴイルだ。どっかの小塚が集めてるらしいよ。
So dilettante.
ぽいから引き返すよ。
なんで？
This looks too good.
思ったよりも順調で。
男女にしてはおかしいね。そう見つけたら一旦休憩にしようか。いいもの手に入ったね。
ガラクタにしか見えまわからんな。こんなもので喜ぶだなんて。頬ずりしてる。私がわからないのは君だよフェル。ほど優秀な魔法使いは見たことがない。済んだはずだ。なのに君からは情熱。私はとある人に恩を返すため、当時の私の人生の目的があるだなんて考えもしませんでした。情熱も執念も使い果たしてしまったので。
You gotta find a way to reboot it. Refill it.
続けているんだ。楽しそうでしょ。そうだな。に潜った時もフリーレンさん楽しそうに笑っていました。で笑ってしまったんです。こんなフリーレン様の姿が好きだ求めているんだと思います。そろそろ先に進みましょう。やっぱり君たちについてきて正解。過酷なダンジョンも楽しむことが。
See anyone else? Okay, the Warble crew.
雰囲気が変わったな。
最深部が近いのかも。なんだ、もう歩け。
Be Arabelle.
魔力を消した魔法。
Clearly, it must be
シャル
Ubel.
フ視界を遮れ。
分かっている。
霊落の応募が何個。まさか。
No, it's not her. It's his own magic. Used by whatever these.
俺はエーレを叩く。
They're dealing with the same thing. Warble had the better idea. They'll fight each other, not your own.
魔法によられた
Was it just her?
だろう。これほど完璧な他者のラウフェンと同等だった。記憶さえも利用している可能性。
じゃないね。
救いがあると
A bit.
一目見て偽物だと分かるところ。
Yeah, unlike those things that
同士討ちの危険性はない。
Frieren ran across
魔法の使い手が複数
earlier in the season.
釣れるとしたら恐ろしい。
こちらにせよ徒党を組んでいて対処できる手段。
If he keeps saying it, maybe it'll become true.
電源
Is it gonna be him? Or no? Long hair.
だけ言えるのはこれがおる。
It's Frieren.
私の目を見てください。
不可能ではない。
完璧な複製体だ。
Alright, so next time we've got a perfect replica. And that's probably a reference to that Frieren clone we saw there that Denkin's like, oh no, not this again. The real one kicked his butt in stage 1. Is the clone one gonna do so in stage 2? We'll see. So yeah, interesting. You got the real dungeon vibe here. I learned more about like dungeon culture or whatever you would call it, I guess. The lore of that sort of thing, the common lore. Watching Dungeon Meshi earlier, or last year, which I really enjoyed. But that had mimics too and things like that, which I wasn't familiar with before that one. But it seems pretty similar in this. the treasure chest that's really a monster trying to eat you or whatnot. Frieren deals with them a lot because I guess like one out of 100 is maybe real and has something in it, so she thinks that's worth the try. But yeah, very funny stuff with that. Frieren being pretty cute this time, but yeah, I think her clone's gonna give them quite a lot of trouble next time. We'll see if Frieren and Fern have to deal with anything with that. They were just sliding through, and yeah, so debate there whether to team up and all work together or just do your own thing with the people you trust or yourself. Obviously Duncan very pro working together, but yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work for him because I mean they lost one person already out of the 5. I mean at least his other teammates from last time are on board with him now. They're choosing to follow him, and then these other 2 girls did. Well, one got out already. So yeah, I guess if you could really direct what everyone does and they do what you say or do what's right, then it could definitely work. But I could see that it's hard for people to work together, certainly people that don't know each other that well and that are competitive and everything like that. So Frieren obviously didn't think working together was the way, so she's usually right, but I don't know. But yeah, that sense, the Proctor, I realized, I thought it was like a different character we hadn't met, but it was that one Proctor that we've been seeing in the last few apps. Said she's a pacifist, and doesn't like fighting, as opposed to other Proctors she was chilling with that does, I think. Yeah, so I'm still expecting, what's her name, the old elf, to be 3rd stage Proctor, Siri. But yeah, so this one, she sense is just going in the dungeon too, and chose to follow Frieren and Fern. Gotta follow them main character. I guess they do seem like the 2 most interesting people. Maybe she was even more interested really in Fern and why she's doing what she's doing, because like they went over, she doesn't seem to have that passion for magic or whatever, but she kept going back for Heiter in the first place, and then now I guess basically just doing it for Frieren because Frieren's so happy. I know for a second I was thinking like, well, that couldn't last forever, but I guess it could because Frieren's still gonna live longer. Her personality doesn't change that much. She'll still always keep being happy looking at what looks like junk and dungeons and whatnot and exploring. So I guess if that's what you're getting out of it, Fern, you could do your whole life that way, but I think they're setting up that she really needs to get a drive or a love of the game sort of thing from another source. And maybe we'll even see why she has these bouts of being petulant or, you know, like just getting angry and not really knowing what to do about it. Probably has something to do with it, you know, not having her own goal or whatever, not having her own purpose. So that's interesting, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like this dungeon arc will take another ep or 2 at least, so it is questionable how the season's gonna end to me, but I guess, you know, I'm along for the ride, doesn't matter. See what I see. But next time's definitely gonna deal with these kind of clone things, and we saw Warble and his team all stayed together and they seemed to defeat those clones. And yeah, they were, it's kind of mentioned it during that, but yeah, they are at least like look like statues or something. They don't look like exact copies. We saw the episode maybe like halfway through the season or so where Fern had to defeat, again going back to Heiter, a clone kind of monster thing that was impersonating him. So that could be more tricky when it's really looks like them, not like a statue or something. But I mean, they said these ones in the dungeon here also could use your memories and stuff too, like those other things did. So pretty similar, I guess. But yeah, I'm sure I'll learn more about it next time. I want to see the ongoing Duncan storyline too, whether he's right about how he likes to do things and working as a team, or whether the people that didn't do that are right. But I'll get to that next time with the replicas. And until then, do like, subscribe, everything like that. But I'm gonna be up out of here. Peace.
行くぞ。